Hey, hello again, I'm Coyote Jack, and I saw this one, and it's good news. It's good when we see something of an alternative coming out of emulators, or better yet, when it comes recompiling, because that's the trend I have seen. That yeah, you have a lot of old video games. Emulation is not an issue from PS1 and below. Even for potato PCs, yeah, you can run tons just fine. But PS2, which is even to this day, we don't have full compatibility, but yeah, the vast majority of the compatibility with older games is fine. The issue relies on that yes, the hardware gets in the way because the emulation also takes a lot of resources. PS3, for example, yeah, and Xenia for Xbox 360 gets even more demanding, and as that's how it goes. But when it comes to recompiling, it means that you are making a port, a native port of that said software, of that video game, to run natively from the PC with the requirements that it was developed for that time. And I think this is good. So you're seeing this one. PS2 Recomp tool promises native PC ports for PlayStation 2 games. Developer Ranier has released PS2 Recomp, an experimental tool that recompiles PS2 games files into standard C++ code for native PC execution. The project is highly experimental. The README states that it's an experiment and does not yet work correctly. So the best we can hope for the future is it works correctly at certain point, because you know we also have seen that trend in the past where console games run it better than their counterparts that when they receive a natively PC port. That's happened to me with some racing games like LA Rush and other games that, yes, for example, the Prison Persia games, they don't have control support yet, but even those one, they're going to get that support at one point in the future by modders because they have an interest in to preserve those. But you have a lot of games that you know it is there is no an consistent port there. There is not a way to run those games other than emulation, but also even when you are running that game through emulation, get those issues. Like for example, with the Burnout games, even those have issues. For example, I remember when the emulation of that game was running smoothly with the frame rate. I could notice interesting issues, like the sky was not rendering correctly. It was a fucking black sky at all times without clouds. And it was because of those issues by within the emulation part. th- that aspect itself was imperfect. But I hope with the recompiling also lowers the demand of the emulation aspect because you are running that natively within what is the designated specs for those PCs around that time. I hope in the future it gets that way. There's still a lot of good titles out there for the PC excuse me, the PS2 that, well, are yet to be back up and experience it well again on PC. Well, only one can hope. So that's all I wanted to say here. Thanks for watching and please take care.